topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from experts on such topics as legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to our experts in community association law, estate planning law, tax relief, Medicare, public insurance adjusters, neuropathy treatment, business brokers, and personal injury law, along with many other topics. Now here's your host for the last 17 years, Steve O.
Afternoon, welcome. I could say hello, Florida, but this show here, we are basically covering most of the eastern part of the United States, but Florida is our big market. We get more questions, more likes from the Florida area. And I can see, because the demographics of Florida, we have an older demographic here. And today's show is on Medicare. And I got to tell you, I am so excited about this show. We do 3 different shows a month, which is kind of unusual. Most of ours just do 1 show a month. But we do basically our New Jersey, New York show. We do our Florida East Coast show, and then we do a California show now, and the West Coast states. But I'm going to share something with you, and I hope my buddy will be okay with it. We have now signed From Insurance Services, Stephen From, till the end of next year. So we have the finest agent when it comes to Medicare. I am so excited about this show that I don't do this for other shows. I only do it for him. My own hat. Let me welcome Stephen From.
Hey, Steve, thank you very much again for having us on today. We always appreciate the opportunity to work with families, provide education, clarity, and, as we say every time, make a positive difference in someone's life. And that's what we strive for every day. So we're fortunate to do what we do. We love what we do.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I've got my From hat on right now. Folks, I got to tell you, Stephen, I call it my little care package. Stephen sent me this package of promotional material they give out to their clients. And I've been doing this for almost 18 years now. I have never seen anybody. People usually are real cheap about promotional material. And I understand that. But everything this man and his wife do is top notch. The hats that they do, I've got my little fan. Everything is top notch. So that means when he handles your account, everything's going to be top notch. That's what we so appreciate you, Stephen.
Well, we appreciate that. As you know, we definitely strive with our professionalism to, show people that we're a real brand. Of course, we're Better Business Bureau accredited, I think, which makes a big difference when you're working with an agency as ourselves. And, we talk about client for life. We want to be their client for life, help families out, make a positive difference. I had an appointment this morning from one of our Turning 65 in-person workshops. Had a client come this morning at 8:30 in the morning to the home office. So we helped her make some decisions on her Medicare, also enrolled her in some ancillary products, the cancer, heart attack, stroke that we always talk about. But I know one of the hottest topics you and I have been talking about behind the scenes is Medicare Advantage and all the changes that are coming. I will say that it is a developing story, as I would put it. You can't really say that. The only concrete number that I have seen is from Humana, where 600,000, individuals will be affected. So it is evolving story right now, waiting for the carriers to Well, guess what, Steve? You're going to have something special happen here in about 2 seconds.
Hi,
Oh
Steve.
my gosh.
Hello.
Yep.
That's a familiar face.
How are you?
I am so good. I am. I feel like Steve and I are like two little girls talking on the phone all the time.
I know it's so much excitement going on behind the scenes here.
I want to thank you also because you do so much work behind the scenes. And I want to tell you that your work is so appreciative. And I love everything you do. I'm going to share this with people. We have about 30 shows we do. Some of our shows have been with us. We did like one this morning's been with me for 16 years. And I got to tell you, I've never worn like my hats of theirs. I've never endorsed anybody. But Stephen, I am so impressed with him. This is the first expert that I've endorsed, and I am giving all my Medicare business to Stephen.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate the trust that you have in us, and you know that we're going to help you and make sure we, again, like make a positive difference when we review your plans. But as I said, this whole Medicare Advantage with plan changes, it's a very developing story right now. Humana has come out and said that 600,000 Medicare beneficiaries will be affected. Every day.
Stephen?
What's that? It's going to be by zip code and county. That's correct. Other carriers have reported some changes, but just to give you an overall example right now, last year, 10% of Medicare beneficiaries were affected, and currently, right now, there's about 55% of all Medicare is 55% of all Medicare is Medicare Advantage right now, which puts us at about 35 million Medicare beneficiaries. So last year, 10%. You have 3 million Medicare beneficiaries have been affected by plan changes last year. Again, developing story could be the same amount this year. Really depends as carriers release more information. So, it's hard for me to say anything, but the biggest thing I will say is that as a consumer, when you receive your annual notice of change in the mail, that you read it and understand that you may be incurring a plan change. And if so, you want to contact us so that we can review the plans in your area. It's very important that you review your annual notice of change, sometimes called an ANOC. That comes out shortly in September. Every Medicare beneficiary gets that. Unfortunately, some beneficiaries don't take the time to read it. But right now, with all these developing changes, it's important that you take that time to read that letter. And if there's changes, you want to give us a call so we can review your zip code in your area and see what is available for you. And, sometimes maybe the plan itself is not changing in your area, but maybe some of the benefits are changing. You and I have talked about this offline, regarding some of the plans. The plan might be not changing, but the benefits within your plan could be, changing. So even if you're enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan and you notice this is not changing, you should, during open enrollment, take the time to review your plan.
Do they ever increase them at all, Stephen? It's always taking away.
I don't really see benefit increases lately. We see, benefit. I'll use the word benefit changes. How's that? I'll call them benefit changes. So again, open enrollment is the best time if you're a Medicare Advantage plan to review your benefits, and we will help you do that. So that is a really, big developing story right now that
I'm nervous now, right?
Yeah, I know. Listen, we're going to do due diligence for you, review the plan. I know you like your plan because we get offline, and I know you like your doctors. You've been very happy. So we're going to see what happens for you, and hopefully it just all stays the same and you just stay the same course, but we'll be here together helping families and making differences.
Stephen, it's funny because I had several people tell me, don't go on Medicare Advantage. You don't get to choose your doctors and, all kind of negative. I got to tell you, I have been with them for 2 years. I am so happy with the doctors, the service. And, if there's something out there and you'll find it for me, it's better. But I have actually been happy with Medicare Advantage.
And you know, and that's great. And that is the conversation that I had with the client this morning at 8:30, going back and forth between Medicare Advantage as well as original Medicare. And as we drill down what her needs were, it may turn out that a Medicare Advantage plan will best, meet her needs right now. Judith hears every day me talking to all these folks, and we do that comparison during our needs analysis. Is Medicare Advantage going to work better for you, or is original Medicare? And it's during that period of time we do the needs analysis that it determines whether or not, we'll make that formal recommendation. This morning I couldn't make a recommendation because we're still doing some research right now. So as we do that research, and I gave her a homework assignment. So she was going back to do some research regarding a few things, and she's going to get back to me, and we're going to make an educated decision to see what helps her best. So that's the best part about it.
Everybody's asking, especially on TikTok, dates, open enrollment.
October 15th through December 7th. We will be available. We're always available, but that'll be a very busy time. That is when you want to review your Medicare Advantage plans. You want to review your Part D prescription drug plans. We will be very busy reviewing plans, sending out books like the book we sent you, the book we wrote. We'll be out sending books. We'll be, it'll be a great time helping families.
You're actually writing a book. Amazing.
Another book. Yeah. And I was going to publish it soon, but my better half told me no. She did. She said this. She said,
did give you credit, Judith.
I did.
I was getting ready to publish it, and she said to me, "We are not publishing the book." And I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Because the 27 numbers are coming out soon, and we want the book to be up to date. So we're going to wait until the numbers will come out next 2 months. And we're going to wait till November." But I was ready to hit the button to get the book, and the boss said, "No, we're not publishing the book right now." I was told no. So I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "We're waiting for the 27 numbers." Never even crossed my mind, with everything going on a daily basis, that we should wait for the 27 numbers. So the book, will be dedicated
October
to you.
15th, you'll know numbers, right? And what's
By
going to be
October
available.
15th, we'll definitely know new numbers, for the cost, Part B premium, for example, what that's going to cost you, hospital stays, maybe deductibles are going to change. Every year there's going to be a change in various pricing. So that's why we're waiting right now.
Stephen, there's a lot of procrastinators out there.
Mhm.
Tell people what happens if they miss the open enrollment date.
Well, if you miss your deadlines, for your initial election period, there are Part B and Part D penalties, and those penalties last for a lifetime. So, that's why I always tell the families we work with on the show here, if you're within 6 months of enrolling in Medicare, that is when we want to start having your conversations. We want to start the educational process 6 months in advance. Even though your initial election period is the 3 months before your birthday, the month of, and 3 months after, we want to get you started 6 months in advance. We want you to know what your numbers are going to look like. We want to understand your healthcare needs and your doctors, medications. We want to find the right plan for you. Maybe it'll be original Medicare. Maybe it'll be a Medicare Advantage plan. Again, it's going to be the plan that's for you. You may talk to your neighbor. They have a great plan, but that plan may not be best for you. Only you know your healthcare budget. Only you know your healthcare needs. And that's why we spend so much time, with the clients on the phone. Our initial fact-finding call is usually about an hour and a half.
Stephen, it's funny because people probably see me turn my head because I have to look at TikTok on my cell phone and all of our other 70 platforms on my laptop. And somebody just wrote, leave it to Florida, Stephen. A lady just wrote, "The ladies here in the card room are listening to you and enjoying and learning about Medicare. Thank you so much for bringing the show to us. It has been a big help. I know I am learning new things already that I didn't know." See, if you don't have a good agent, you're not going to know a lot of this stuff, right?
That's true, but I want to know what card game they're playing. That was my first question. That was my first question when you said card game. I'm like, what card game are they playing?
This is Florida. It's Mahjong, probably.
Mahjong. My mom's favorite game is Mahjong. She's been playing that her whole life. So being in the skilled nursing right now, she's missing the chance to be with their friends playing mahjong. Yes, I can understand that very well.
Something I want to add, Stephen. Um, Stephen's mom is in, I guess it's called, when she broke her ankle.
Skilled nursing. Mm-hmm.
Skilled nursing. And I just want everybody out there, prayer is so important. Please give a prayer for Stephen's mom. What's her first name, Stephen?
Marie.
Marie. If everybody out there would give her a prayer, I know I've had her in prayer since the accident. I know Stephen and Judith would appreciate it. I've got so many questions here, Stephen. People want to know about, here's a lady that said, did you say you don't charge for your services?
That is a great question. Yes, our services are free, 100% free. We get compensated by the insurance companies. If and when you would decide to enroll in a plan, we get compensated by that insurance company. And, we're going to look at all the different things. We go through our needs analysis, not just your Medicare. I talk about that. We talk about cancer, heart attack, stroke insurance. We talk about recovery care insurance, with respect to after 100 days of skilled nursing. But right now there's a big change. You know what I went through, getting my mom approved for her hospital stay. I, as a Medicare agent, I had to fight for my mom's rights. I had to advocate for her. Right now people need to understand that observation stays do not count towards your 3-day qualifying hospital stay. So for example, if you go into the emergency room under observation, and maybe the next 2 days you're there for observation, and then finally they admit you for a day, and then you go home the following day. Well, in your mind, you're thinking, well, I was there for 3 days. I have my 3-day qualifying hospital stay. But unfortunately, it's still an observation stay. And now maybe you're being discharged, but you still need a lot of care. And if you're going to go to skilled nursing without that 3-day qualifying hospital stay, well, guess what? You're paying out of pocket. Medicare is not paying for that cost. As well as if you go home, home care is not going to be certified. And what if you need custodial care? That's not paid. Medicare doesn't pay for that. So that's why this recovery care benefit and home care benefit are so important. And honestly, we were writing the policies that we had a 100-day waiting period. So the benefit would be after that 100 days of skilled nursing. But now I'm changing the way I'm writing those policies. I'm writing those policies from basically day one, because you may not know the observation, how the rules work. I mean, this 3-day hospital stay qualifying, that was written back in 1960 when Medicare, some of the rules. So with advanced modern medicine now, people are not staying in the hospital for 3 days. Okay, they're good. You go in and you go out. It's very quick these days. So you're not going to get that 3-day qualifying hospital stays. So it's so important to ask that question: is my loved one inpatient, or are they under observation stay? And that's where we come in, as like I did for my mom, Steve, advocating. We want to advocate for that family to get them to that 3-day qualifying hospital stay. Because if they don't, and they get discharged, and in their mind, mom and dad was in the hospital for 5 days, they think everything was perfect, but those 4 of those days could have been an observation stay. And that's really the difference where, we advocate for families, and making sure they understand these rules. Because if I wasn't there for my mom, she just would have accepted it. And we would have been paying $500 a day. And my mom just got approved. My mom's been there a month now, and they just approved her for another 4 weeks. So my mom's going to be in skilled nursing for another 4 weeks now. But Medicare will be paying for it because of the 3-day qualifying hospital stay. If we didn't know the rules, we'd be paying out of pocket. So now I'd be, $30,000 in debt.
I got to tell you, when you sign up with Stephen, it's not just a 1-day deal. He will be there throughout the year for you. Here he's talking about his mom, and you look at the money you saved by understanding Medicare just with your mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, again, not everybody knows what we know. We're fortunate and be blessed, but again, by working with us, we're there not just for today, but in the future. I have a situation right now where someone has an issue with their Medicare Advantage plan. We just enrolled them 2 weeks ago. So I'll be on the phone with that carrier tomorrow, getting that resolved, because she called me up in tears. I don't know what to do. I go, that's my job. I know what to do. You're my client. So now I'm going to do that for you. And I told her, I said, don't worry, we'll get it fixed. And she was just so relieved. And that literally happened 45 minutes ago. So, that's where the difference is.
You and I talk a lot, and most of our conversations are about people who didn't understand Medicare. Duh, it's a government tool, but how you help them. And you have told me so many stories about how you've helped your clients. And I want to get across on the show that don't try to do this yourself. I did that, screwed everything up you could possibly screw up. And when you get a good agent, you don't have to worry about that. Because I called the other day my insurance company who's supposed to handle dental care, and the lady who answered the phone couldn't answer any of my questions. And she said, I think I got to turn you over to our dental department, but they aren't there on the weekends. Like, what? This is your company.
Yep. And that's the difference between working with us and understanding all the benefits. Just like this morning with the client here, the Medicare Advantage plan said it has dental insurance. And it does have dental insurance. It just had preventative dental insurance, had nothing regarding comprehensive or major dental insurance. And that is why I explained to her when she got her package from her employer, there was a separate dental plan for $50 a month. And the reason that's separate, because that was going to piggyback on her current Medicare Advantage plan, because the dental insurance benefits were not very lucrative. So they knew that. So it's important to understand all the nuances of each benefit and how it is paid for you. And those are the things we're going to do for you. Go through each and every line.
No doubt. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt. Stephen, we got about a minute left. Tell people how they can reach you for the ones that are not watching, they're listening on iHeart or Spotify.
Sure. They can always give us a call. I always give out my personal cell, my business cell on the show. It's 908-268-2356. Or you can go to the website, which is www.fromis.com. There is a contact form on there, which comes directly to me, and we will follow up and schedule a call with you. As well as someone goes on the website, they can also request a copy of the book that we put together here. So they can always request a copy of the book. We've been getting a lot of requests for the book. And Judith is the one here that makes sure everyone gets the book, gets the letter, gets a nice goodie bag. Everybody gets a goodie bag. With every book we send out, everyone gets what you got. So think about that. For every person that we send a book, they get the same kind of package that you got.
Hey, behind every good man is a great woman. You've got a great woman. God bless you, Stephen. And we're doing a California show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the rules are a little bit different, California and West Coast, but if you have friends out on the West Coast, please tune in tomorrow at I believe it's 5:25 Eastern time. And we're going to get that straight. We're going to start doing all of our shows at 5 o'clock. So there's no mix up. Stephen, I love you, bro.
Thank you very much for everything. It's been wonderful. We're here to help, as you know, here to help make a positive difference. And we're doing that one family at a time.
Judith, you're the best. Hey, we're going to talk after the show, right?
Yes, sir. We're definitely going to talk. Just give me a ring.
I'll call you up.
All right. Take care. Ciao.
Bye. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Judith. Hey, that's Stephen Fromm, folks. He's amazing. I'm telling you, if you have parents that are getting ready to go on Medicare, give Stephen a call. It doesn't matter where you're located at. There's so much to understand about Medicare, and you don't want your parents going through all that. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. We want to thank all the people on TikTok that put likes on our show. Right now, we're nearly 5,800 people. We don't ask for gifts at all. And we're just so glad to have you Please follow us. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Time with our Business Broker Show. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.